What's up, guys? It's your boy Paul here, coming at you with another video today. So today's topic is going to be the cost of success, question mark. So I don't know where you guys are at in your journey of entrepreneurship or whatever goals that you're going after, whether it just be like learning a new skill or whatever it may be. But what is the cost of success in whatever the area is that you're trying to do? So first and foremost, I see this all the time. Like it's, these posts like entrepreneurs are willing to work like 100 hours a week for themselves in order so that they don't work 40 hours a week for someone else, right? These other guys like, look, if you aren't willing to grind, 12 to 18 hours a day, you're not going to succeed. And it's just, I feel like there's just so much grind and hustle facades out there that I think it has us a little bit disillusioned for what it is that we are doing and what is the actual cost of success. Because let's be clear. There are plenty of stories who you hear, like Elon Musk, like he slept in his office, I think with either his business partner, his brother or someone, but he slept in his office and just worked all the time when he was first starting. The guy who founded WordPress, it was like 2 years straight that he was just grinding like coding for hours and hours and hours relentlessly. Mark Zuckerberg, kind of same ordeal with him. You have so many examples, and that's why everyone models it and says, look, if you're not willing to do that, you can't succeed. And that's pretty much the face of entrepreneurship now. Are you working your 80 to 100 hours a week? Or if you're not, you're lazy. And that's what the message is that's going around. And I don't want to say that there isn't the hard work involved, because I by all means think if you're trying to build one of those things, they're not wrong. That's probably what it's going to take, because those things change the life of millions of people, right? Like Steve Jobs worked relentlessly all the time. Here's the topic of today's video and why I want to give my message to you guys, because I'm not for or against either one, right? I 100% would agree that if you're trying to build something like the things that these guys do that affect millions and millions and millions of lives, there is probably the correlation that you do need to work those hours. It would just only make sense, right? You're trying to do something that's never been done before. But for the majority of people watching these videos on YouTube, just period, you're probably not, I don't want to say that you aren't, but probably not trying to build the next Facebook. Probably not trying to build the next PayPal, build the next WordPress, whatever the things may be. You're probably not. If you are, well, then you already have your model. You already have your model, right? And so I think you already know that it's going to cost, that much time for that success. But I want to talk to the rest of the people out here for this. And this is not a video that's going to be the 4-hour work week, because that's a whole nother category too. And, that's an okay category as well. I'm more talking to the people who are in the middle. They don't want to outsource everything, but they're not trying to build the next Facebook. So what's the cost of success for you guys? I heard this quote the other day, and it's like, if you aren't willing to make sacrifices for your dreams become the sacrifice. I'll say it again. If you aren't willing to make sacrifices for your dreams become the sacrifice. And I was like, wow. I was like, what a true statement. What a true statement. So I want to help break down what success is and what the cost of success is going to be for you moving forward. And hopefully this can be something that you apply to your life. So first and foremost, beyond, when we even get this conversation going, what is the cost of success? What is it going to cost me if I pursue this to get these goals? The very, very first question that you have to answer, is, what is success? What is success? You have to be able to define that for yourself before you work on however many hours a day it is, whatever. You have to define what is success. Because if you don't, you know what the answer that follows? Oh, just a little bit more. And then you know what happens when you hit your goals? I don't feel fulfilled. When you don't have clear defined means to an end and the end in mind, you will have so much disconnect within your brain as far as satisfaction, as far as fulfillment, and all this stuff when you're moving forward. So the very, very first thing that you have to do is define success. When I hit X number of clients, I will feel successful. And then you know what you do at that point? You make new goals. You always have to make new goals after that. Because, I mean, unless you just want to stay there and, you're fine with that. Like, that's okay too. But you have to allow yourself to feel success before you move on and make the goal bigger again if you do decide to move on. But if your successful goal isn't even defined, when you hit, a different stage of life, and you're not in the ruts anymore, you're going to feel a lack of something because you didn't know what you were going for. You built a thing, but how do you know that you are fulfilled once you've built the thing? Like, you got to define these things for yourself. Now, secondly, you have to look at how much is it going to take as far as resources go. And resources include time, money, people, technology, whatever else that may include. But you got to say, how much resources will this take to build this thing that I'm trying to build? Is it going to mainly be just a lot of my time? Okay, how much? How much is a realistic level if I want to build something to this level? How much time am I willing to commit to it? Oh wow, it's going to cost like a lot of money to start up front. How much money am I willing to put up by myself? Do I need to go take investors on? What do I need to do? Oh wow, this is going to need a lot of people to build. Okay, what am I willing to do as far as networking? How much am I willing to recruit people? How much am I willing to, go out and try and share my vision with people? What is it going to cost me? Because your cost isn't always defined in terms of lack of sleep. And here's the misconception that I want to dispel in the entrepreneurial community, that most people think that if they're not losing sleep, they're not working hard. It's just not a reality that you have to work like that in order to be working hard or be working efficiently. I've read study after study after study that shows what it's like on your body when you're not getting proper sleep. Like, that'd be like me saying, hey, if you're not showing up drunk, you're not working hard. Like, when you run yourself so short on sleep, it is worse than being drunk. Like, they've done these studies before. They've done these studies like with people driving tired, driving on a lack of sleep. Your body is more impaired than driving drunk. So I hate all this, misconception with, sleep 4 hours a night and, just work just every other thing, cut off all friends, do all this stuff. It's like, dude, like this is such a misconception that's being thrown out like the window and it's being praised. It's like, no. Would I tell you if you had to eat Big Macs every single day, twice a day for 5 years straight in order to achieve success, would you? That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard if you've said yes. Because here's the thing, when people talk about giving up their health for the sake of success, that is so foolish. Like, you realize you're going to use whatever was successful to you, whatever money, you're going to put that right back into your health to get better again. Like, you got to understand, health too is a version of success. So I highly dislike all these things about essentially running yourself down to the ground, running all resources out, running like all friends out of your life. If you're not, cutting off everyone, focusing like narrow-minded, like no friends, no sleep, just grind. That's all I do, just because I'm just so in love with it. That's a foolish endeavor. That's a foolish endeavor. And I want to say, look, you can clearly define what success means to you. Clearly define that. Look at whatever resources it's going to take to achieve that. And then if you're willing to bite the bullet on a few of those categories of life, okay, then great. But don't put it to the demise of your health. Don't put it to the demise of, your sleep. Don't put it to the demise of, your friendships in life. Like, you don't want to just go tell people to screw off. Granted, if they're negative in your life, That's a completely different story. But what about the people who have been faithful to you for 10 years? And like, what if they're even encouraging you? And you're just like, oh no, like I'm not allowed to talk to friends. Like I just gotta stay focused. Like, don't be foolish. Don't be foolish. So, anyways, I'll kind of stop on the tangent there. But point of this is, yes, all success costs something. They are not wrong on that area. All success costs something. But you got to know, one, how do you know when you're successful? For yourself. You may say, hey, I need to be worth $1 billion. Okay, great. Know what that's going to take. You may say, hey, I just want a consistent, 6-figure income that I know that my needs are going to be taken care of. Okay, great. Define whatever that is for you in whatever area of life. And I know I just named financial right there, but what does your health look like when you're successfully health? Like when you got that in line, right? What does that look like? Is it, when my blood pressure is a certain level, when I'm eating these foods, like what does it look like? So define that, see what it's going to cost as far as resources, and if you're willing to pay the price, pay the price. Okay, pay the price. But you got to have the levels of importance there in order, before you start going on these things and running every single friendship out of your life, and all in the name of success and entrepreneurship and all this stuff. So anyways, I just felt like I needed to share that message today, especially with all the stuff that's going on social media. Look, if you like this video, if you felt like this gave you a fresh perspective, a new perspective, go ahead and leave your thoughts down below. Give this video a like. Of course, if you know anyone who could use this video as well, share this with them. And then, as always, stay tuned in the next video. I will see you guys tomorrow. All right, take care. Love you guys. Bye.